Welcome everyone. Welcome to day 6. Look out for the signs. And this is when I was getting confirmations that this life that we live is magical. Every day now I look out for the signs. Miracles. And every day miracles come my way. So we're going to explore looking out for the signs and looking at the meaning. I've now been on this spiritual journey, we give it that label, for a little while now. The real work started around 2017. I got myself into a bit of trouble, a lot of bother, and it was just one too many times. And that last time was a drunken episode in a little Spanish island called Tenerife. And I ended up in a cell. I woke up in a cell, and I do not remember getting in there. 40 hours in a cell. Drunk, a mess, wrong place, wrong time. And it was this moment that was a defining point in my life. And every day I continue to go back to this. When I share my story, this was significant for me. And the more I've gone on this journey, the more I reflect back, the more I see the signs every day. So look out for the signs. Present moment, going forward. Yet, the signs have always been there, every step of the way. So we can observe our past, and we can head into the future. And look out for the signs is such a powerful phrase. One that you repeat to yourself. What you put out comes back. The signs are put out by yourself. And I'm going to explain on to that. So let's go back to that night in Tenerife. 40 hours in a cell, and I could not tell you why I was in there. I woke up in my swimming shorts. I span around, and I saw the cell bars. And the worst thing about this was, it was a bachelor party, and I had actually been arrested 2 other times in the space of a year. Wrong place, wrong time, drunken behaviour each time. So this bachelor party, this stag do come up, and I didn't want to go. It was my best friend. He said, "Come on, you'll be fine." I woke up in the cell. It was like rolling over and I was in a Hollywood movie, and I'm like, oh my God. How? I felt like I'd been stitched up. And they were closed on Sunday, so 24 hours in a cell was about 32 hours before I saw anyone. They didn't tell me why I was in there. My phone call that I had, one call. The guy who I called, he lost his phone on that stag do weekend. So in the cell, my head went doolally. All these different things were coming up, and I couldn't tell you why. And it was that not knowing which was so scary. And there's been loads of moments in my life where I look back and I was drunk. My memory was so bad because I told myself, every time I drink, I forget. That was my saying. And what happened? I forgot. What I put out come back all the time. So, in the cell on my own, and I'm meditating at this time. Meditation didn't even pop into my mind right then. I've been on a bit of a mindfulness journey, and that word mindfulness, my mind was full. So started meditation and then ended up in this cell. And there was a moment, and I used to describe it as there was a voice that spoke directly into my ear. And I remember looking out, and it was my voice, and it was loud, it was clear. What are you doing with your life right now? You have no control. That was my soul slap, and it rocked me. And I got out and I felt sorry for myself. My best friend at the time, he waited for me, missed my flight home. Police, they stole a number of different things from my clothes. Like, it was just a mess. And I remember, and I've got a photo on my phone, I will share this. As I come out, we went for a beer, and I just sat there. The beer wasn't touched, and I looked out at the ocean and I saw the sun. And on this photo, there's a bit of darkness there. So there was a sign, many signs. But that one voice, that sign, I just heard a voice. That was what I said. Now, that was God. So as I've been on this journey, and I went down a spiritual path, I'm learning all the time. I've got about 5 books on the go all the time. I listen to books on Audible. I love connecting with the author. So when they narrate their own story, I just connect with it. And when it's a truth, I put it on before I go to bed. If I awaken early, I stick it on then, and I'm meditating always to my books. And there's something about bringing awareness. So sometimes I may fall asleep. Sometimes when I replay it back, I forgot. But for somehow it sinks in, it stays in. And all these teachings flow out of me now. They come from somewhere. So this journey started, and as you go on a spiritual journey, as you're all well aware, you hear common phrases. We go into 5D. Look out for the signs. Manifest. What you put out comes back. The secret. So always hearing these phrases, and that moment changed my life. After that moment I stopped drinking. It's been 5 years since that day. And then I went on a journey, and there's been so many moments where things have started changing for me. I was noticing. And in 2020, when the world went into lockdown, my heart opened up. I experienced love. And in that moment of love, I realized that I was seeking to find my best self. There was many departments in my life. Even though I'm Mr. Calm, Mr. Meditator, I had lots to focus on, lots of changes. But I was hungry. I've always enjoyed learning. I've always enjoyed searching for truth. And the truth is our feelings. So in one day, 2020, I started the day on Instagram, and I posted my favorite ever photo taken when I was in Hawaii. And Hawaii, looking back, there was signs all the time. That was a catalyst. Amazing, magical trip. And I posted this photo. It was me on the highest mountain, Mauna Kea. And there's me with my fist up in the air, and you just see the stars. Stars like you see on them images on Google. It was magical. And on this one photo, it was on a time lapse. So you had to pose for about 15 or 20 seconds before the camera took the photo. And the moment the camera took the photo, the only car in the car park pressed the brake. So I lit up red. It looked like an alien. It looked like I was taking off. It was amazing. So I posted that photo and I said, intention of the day, look out for the signs. And I'd been told about angel numbers. I'd seen 111, 222, 1515, and people give me all these different meanings. You're on the right path, angel numbers. And yeah, again, it's when you've got the experience. That's when it only makes sense. On this journey, we meet lots of teachers, we meet lots of people, we hear lots of stories. And a lot of time they all sound great, but we haven't had it. However, is to listen to the stories but feel the stories. So, intention of the day, look out for the signs. My day was full of signs. Full of them. 111. That was the number then. And started the day, looked at my phone, 1111. Just a coincidence. Just happened to get it out at that time. But screenshotted it anyway. Received an email from my business partner. 111. 1111. I'm like, wow, that's what I'm laughing. Two already. I can post that later on Instagram. Later on that day, I used to own a few gyms in London. I did my body fat. This was during COVID. And I remember walking across Tower Bridge, London, and a little voice said, "What's your body fat score again?" I went, "Oh, it's 11 point." And I remember as I'm walking, I'm like, I feel the rush again now speaking. That rush, I knew. So I get the phone out, I get the app out, 11.1. Oh my God, look out for the signs and look at this. I've never been 11.1. So you can see I'm smiling, walking down Tower Bridge, across the bridge. Again, when you look out for the signs, the memories are clear. And then it just continued. Someone texted me, sent a screenshot, and it was my name, Harry, 111 on her phone. She said, "I thought of you, I saw this." The day continues. I then sit in my office, and remember it's COVID, London's completely dead. I'm in a gym on my own, and I'm about to do a video. And all of a sudden, the light is just beaming on my head. I've never seen that before. I do videos in my office all the time. I get the rush again. So I'm recording, and then I put my camera up a few minutes later and it's gone. And I've had moments where, when I've done meditations with people, many times now, the light in the room, when they're under, goes straight on them. It's like the light bends. And I just took that was God. God showed Himself, because when you awaken to the soul, you're light. So I just thought, when you're in meditation state, and that was my little sign. So I'm like, again, there it is. I'm looking out for it all the time. But this light on me was thick, and then it disappeared. So I'm like, there's a sign. And in my head, how can I share this all with other people? The day continued, more signs. So a guy that I was doing a group coaching course with for 6 months, I was on a journey with 8 other people, magic number 8, and he left me a video. He said, "Harry, I remember you said look out for the signs." So I went for a bike ride today, and as I'm riding down the road, a deer jumps out in front of me. And he said, "I've never seen that. I'm on a bike all the time, and a deer jumped out." He said, "Funny that, look out for the signs." Continues. So you can imagine at this point, I'm like, oh my God. And like I said, I was in this love space. October 2020, that was, everything was changing for me. It was like my highest high, and then it just spiraled. I'll come on to that story another time. These moments now is to put it through words with my experience so people can connect. Because if you do just say stories, they're just more words. It has to be felt. And the reason why I share these is because it has changed my life, completely transformed my life, the way that I show up each day now. And it makes life exciting. It just gives you meaning and confirmations all the time. So I was then living I just moved in for temporarily, and I was living in like a shared living space. So you had your own studio apartment, but there was a massive living room, a massive shared kitchen, and it was a cool concept. And at the time, I'm just starting to get into my meditations. It was a Saturday night. They're all drinking. I said, guys, let me take you through a meditation. People from Greece, Brazil, France, Germany, international as well. So they're all drinking. I took them through this meditation, and there was spirit around. And I'll share all the videos. It was this moment of silence, and this guy's in a daze, and then all of a sudden they all start talking. I posted a bit of this video on YouTube the next day. 11 views in 11 hours. I'm like, no way. So, met up with someone really close to me back then. And I was sharing a story. I got excited. It's like, oh my God, you should have seen this and you could have seen that. And we do it all the time. We want to share all. And sometimes they're so magical that you don't even believe it yourself that you do want to share. And I remember sharing it, and she goes, that's just a coincidence. Like, you're just looking out for it. We walked out of the coffee shop, and there was the brightest rainbow. And I looked back at the photo, it was 5D, and that was my confirmation. So I used to say the universe, I used to say source, that's God. And my understanding of God has changed all the way through, and I will share that with you on this journey, because if you bring awareness to the last course, and most of my meditations, I rarely use the word God. Why? Well, one, the attachment to the word God, and the many, many different interpretations it can trigger. Whereas the soul, the whole idea of this is our energy. It's our experience first, then we give it meaning. So now we're on this journey. I can start sharing things through my eyes, through my experience, helping bring awareness and just looking at things through a different perspective. So that day, look out for the signs, hit me hard. And now I'm getting excited. I'm in my flow. And there's been many moments I'm like, oh, thank you. I laugh, I giggle. I share it sometimes. I create it as a story to tell when I write my book. Always little signs, 111, 222. And they used to come quite a lot. And my interpretation then was on the right path. However, the signs continue to come, and I'm getting more experience. I'm learning, I'm growing. And now I'm leading life with a knowing. So when you know, see the truth in all things. In every moment, there's always one truth. Your soul. So let's explore that. Your soul. The English language is the signs. They tell us in plain sight. Your soul. In Spanish is the sun. Your son. The Son of God. God is within you. If God's that powerful, God works through you, within you, and is with you all the step of the way. I'm told this all the time, but I still didn't understand what that meant. Until when I started seeing these signs are actually meanings, confirmations, a little nudge for a decision to be made. These are there all the time, in our favour. So when things are not working for us, know they're signs. Stop what you're doing, change, pay attention. So I started going around 2021. I was in Brazil, I come back, and I started going around the country teaching to knowing your rights, common law, and the use of our words. And I was on this journey with someone else who had just started their spiritual journey. And again, look out for the signs. Oh, there you go, as we all do as we go on to it. We're in Wales. And we have to be back on Saturday afternoon because my friend had a really important talk. Really important. After all the work, it was like the big opportunity. So we did a talk in Wales. We get up next day and he's forgotten his parking ticket. Just doesn't know where it is. So reminder when we get out, I need to just see if I can talk my way out of it. I don't want to pay any fines or anything. Lost my ticket. So we go into the lift. The lift stops working. Stops. Halfway in between. And we're like, it's a 3-story building. This is weird. In my head, I'm thinking, what's the sign? I'm looking at both ways now, but still trying to work it out. But we start ringing the bell. In the end, we get out and laughing. Then we get in the car. Buzzer. Forgot my ticket. A lady says, I'll be right back. One of those customer service just sounded lifeless. Be right back. We're waiting. Listen to this number. 17 minutes. And I'm the observer. I'm sitting in the passenger seat and I'm like, there's definitely a sign. The lift and this barrier and taking this long. Like, what's the sign? And I'm watching him get frustrated, agitated, moving. I'm just watching. No reaction. Kept silence. In the end, we get out. We're driving. 3-hour drive, 45 minutes before we get back. And he's laughing. It's like, oh, the universe is trying to stop me from doing this show. Again, the universe, God's source, never stops you. Only provides. We stop ourselves. Our mind gets in the way. Our limiting beliefs, our opinions, the opinions from others, that stops us. So, it will change the way we look at things, and the things we look at change. His phone rings, and at the junction, he gets out and his face just drops. Pulls over, opens his bag, he's forgot his laptop. He's left it in Wales. So what's the sign? Again, I'm getting that rush. Now, what's the sign? You left your laptop. We're going to lift. We'll make the lift stop. But you're still not listening. We'll keep you waiting for ages. And you still haven't paid attention. Okay. Well, you asked for it. And the sign was, pay attention. I'm letting you know. Another sign. And these are continuing. And then I'm getting teachings more and more every day. So this one, I've shared this at a number of talks that I've done as well. So look out for the signs. That was God, source, spirit. That was saying, Harry, your mate's forgot his thing. But also to my mate, I'm talking to you too. I'm here for everyone. So I'm now living with my mum and dad, New Forest. Amazing, magical. If you haven't looked at or heard of New Forest, search it up. Next time you go to England, you'll definitely be going there. It is magical. And it's nature too. So when look out for the signs, nature is an amazing place. Nature speaks to you. Magic. So I did a talk. Someone come up to me after and said, oh, I'm looking for a coach. I've seen you talk. I'm really interested in coaching. How does it work? I said, I'm on Zoom. I do online course. I'm quite busy at the moment. I do online oh, can you do in person? And me like, oh yeah, I can do in person. And we're having exchanges back and forth, but there was something resistance. There was no like inclination to continue. But I message every now and then, but got a date booked in. Friday. Thursday night. Weather storm warnings. It's going to be the windiest day we've ever experienced for many, many years. Please stay at home. Be careful because it will be very blowy outside. I've got this session, so I leave for up the house. As I do, go with the flow. I'm driving through the New Forest, and I get down this road, and this massive tree is fallen across the whole road, just completely blown down. I'm sorry, I don't know, you won't believe this, a tree's fallen down. I'm going to be a bit late, but I'm going to get there. So I'm driving back, reversing, long reverse back, because there are these little country narrow lanes. Another tree had fallen down on the same road. I was blocked in. You're never going to be another tree. You know, when you make excuses, that's what I felt like I was doing. Mr. Soul Coach, I'm going to make it there anyway. So I work out what one, I get out my car, I'm logging all the things out the road, and I get out. Right, I'm going to be about 10 minutes late. I'm driving, sat-nav's all put in. It's blowy. I had to stop and just film the lake, which had waves on it. So I'm driving to the destination on a sat-nav. It's taken me the wrong way, but 15 minutes to another place that had a similar name. I'm like, oh my God. Sorry, Mr. Soul Coach, Mr. Label, Mr. Reliable. I'm going to make it there. I'm going to get there. I'm like, how's that happen? For God's sake. I'm cursing myself out loud. So again, pay attention to your words. I make it, row of shops, get out of my car, power cut. The whole street, power cut. So we walk in, and I'm not paying attention at all. We go to another pub, we do the session, and I remember walking out there going, oh my God, what a waste of time. And driving in my car on the way home, and I was showing you the signs. I was making it so obvious. I've thrown 1 tree, 2 trees, I make it windy, I put warning signs on, I put the sat-nav, and you still went and did it. Now, first sign, I pay attention. I take it into a meditation. No, I'm not going. Don't need to go. And I trust. And continuing since, all the different things. So you can use it in your favour. When things don't feel like they're going right for you, there's a message there. Stop. Ask. Slow down. There's meanings in everything. That same New Forest, driving back from London at night, the roads are black, just dark. So driving through there, I was always on alert. There was like fresh air, nights, just stars everywhere. I said, look out for a sign. Within seconds, this fog come out of nowhere. It was magic. I'm like, I am asking and it's coming. And now, look out for the signs. So I realised, what are the signs? What do they mean? We give it meaning. It's our experience. So with the words that we attach to our feelings, the external world is our experience. So numbers, you give meaning. Number 33, that's the number now. And it turns out it's God's number. Jesus died at 33 vertebrae. If I split things in threes, which we talk about, 33.33, 33.33, 33.33. It's God's number. Power 3, 6 and 9, we talked about that too. So every time I look at my phone, 10:33, 1:33, 2:33, constantly, all the time now. Then every now and then I see a 111. I see a 17. I see a number 8. And I've got all my own number 8. Infinity, 888, 8 hours sleep, 8 hours rest, meditation, 8 hours being awakened. They're my meanings. And when I see them, I take something from it. I'm looking out for them. And when I'm paying my bill at a restaurant, I add a tip and make it add up to 3, 6 or 9. When I'm about to make a choice, I see it adds up. I make a payment for food, 33. And what I've taken from the signs, when it continues, that's God's confirmation. You're on the right path. You're really on the right path. Just trust. Because all the things that I'm chasing in this life, more clients, getting more podcasts, more opportunities, get my course out there. Yeah, I'm seeing all the signs. Have faith, trust. So what are the signs? So when we set intentions, look out for the signs. What are we doing? We're putting that out to the universe. When we're in the meditative state, we're the soul, which is love. Love is God, the spirit. Spirit, that energy outside the body. That energy inside the body, in spirit, light. So look out for the signs. The lights are on the phone. It's just a shape. And because I'm a light being, it gravitates you towards that. We connect, but we got an ask. And when we attach more meanings, our own interpretations from our own experience, certain numbers may mean something to you. That's you co-creating with God. If God is within you, and you're in your love space, and your higher self, love, God, source, that's your higher self. All of a sudden we can start seeing the universe works for us because we've set the intention. We've rewired to look out for the signs. And all of a sudden you'll start having this world working for you. And there'll be little things now. The other day, and I'm present most of the time now, like I really make an effort for it and I love it, conscious living. And I'm walking on my phone and I'm going to the new gym. And SatNav's sent me the way and I'm on my phone. And out of nowhere, bang on my head. It hurt, it shocked me. I'm like, oh my god, have you noticed? They use that word a lot without thinking. This pavement, round the corner, a tree branch is hanging over, it smashed me on the head. I'm like, how has that happened? I wasn't paying attention. And on the map, I'd walked past my stop. Wait, pay attention. And instantly I laughed. I'm like, oh, pay attention. Be present. Because you miss your stop, I'll let you know. That was the only way I could get your attention. Because if I was paying attention, I wouldn't have banged my head. And then the last one, I saw some rubbish on the floor. Something said, go pick it up, put it in the bin. And then the little ego, you didn't leave it there. Be alright. There's other rubbish around as well. I walked off, I turned back, I picked it up, put it in the bin, and as I looked down, there's a penny on the floor. Normally I wouldn't have picked up pennies, but I smiled. I said, thank you. That was a sign. Thank you for doing God's work. Thank you for looking after my creation. When you notice and appreciate the creation more than me, I want to notice you. You co-create. So people, look out for the signs. And yesterday, we bring awareness to our senses. Your senses are this experience. You see the signs. You hear the signs. You can taste the signs. Signs are in every moment if we look. I look out the window. There'll be a truth there for you. I go, hi, King. Hi, King. There's signs all the time. Ask and you shall receive. But be open to receive by looking out for signs. So, I'm going to encourage today and every day on this journey, look out for the signs. So just going into today, closing your eyes and taking yourself into a meditative experience. And I'll share a few experiences on here. Look out for the signs. And then we let go of that intention. And just see what comes up for your day. And if you find the meaning in these moments, even if it's not straight away, you look back in that cell, at defining point, which I was at a low point. I was almost rock bottom then. Like something had to change. I look back now, that voice was God. That was the ultimate sign. In that darkness there was the light. That sparked something inside me. I then went on a journey to find myself, to learn, to grow, to connect, to be truth in all things. I then experienced love because I was in my truth. And then I started connecting all the time. And now I say thank you. I take notes. I write journals. I save them for books, stories, public speaking, meditations. And it's these magical moments, these daily miracles that we get to cherish. That is the treasure. That is the gold. That is the rainbow. It's magic. So look out for the signs, everyone. And I'd love to know what comes up for you.